Soft power. What do you understand from this term? Essentially, soft power is the ability to influence others through appeal and attraction by using only coercive means. Cultural integration, political values, and historical principles are some of India's valuable assets that have served a position as one of the forerunners in soft power diplomacy. Indian Prime Minister gifting Bhagavad Gita to former US President Obama, taking part in Yoga Festival in US, emphasizing the importance of Ayurveda at the World Ayurveda Congress, interactions with Indian diaspora abroad. All of this comes under strategic soft power diplomacy, which strengthens a country's relations on the basis of rich traditional values. Hello and welcome, I am Shreya and you're watching The Pamphlet. Many of us might have heard about the all-hyped Korean drama, or maybe to say, many of us might have watched the Emmy Award-winning Korean show The Squid Game. The Korean content's popularity has not only boomed its entertainment industry, but also took Korea to the 12th spot in the world ranking of soft power in 2022. The popularity of K-pop artists or the induction of words like mukbang and shimak in the Oxford English Dictionary is a set of examples of how the culture of a community can positively influence its diplomatic relations. India, as we all know, has a natural source of soft power appeal, but we have always lagged in transforming these passive resources into proactive ones. Although a recent release of the Parliamentary Standing Committee report is a positive step towards the venture, the Parliamentary Committee on External Affairs in its winter session of 2022 submitted a report titled India's Soft Power and Cultural Diplomacy, Prospects and Limitation, amidst the rising challenges of China in our neighborhood and beyond. India has always relied on its natural assets for soft power diplomacy. To start with, we have seen a Prime Minister Narendra Modi gifting exquisite traditional artifacts from India to foreign dignitaries, like gifting sandalwood boxes with Das Danam to President Joe Biden, a silver Meenakari bird figure from Banaras to Crown Princess Mary, or a dhokra board from Chhattisgarh to Crown Prince Frederick of Denmark. Such gestures reflect India's rich and diverse traditions, through which we are trying to strengthen our diplomatic bond with our partner nations. Another aspect that we came across in the Standing Committee report was the popularity of yoga. Codified by the great sage Maharishi Patanjali, the practice of yoga is intricately grasped by several countries abroad, particularly in the West. In fact, PM Modi on his recent visit to US led a unique yoga session at UN headquarters to commemorate International Yoga Day on June 21st. Cultural diplomacy is one of the strongest tools of soft power for any nation. A collaboration has been recommended between the Ministry of Ayush and MEA to constitute a yoga certification board. The board is also set to certify Indian yogic practices and therapies. Now, if we look at a cultural history, it was due to the travelers and merchants that a part of our history was flourished in nations abroad. For example, the kings of Thailand are only crowned in the presence of Brahmin priests. Indonesia's national airline is Garuda, a Vahan of Lord Vishnu. Our medical services are one of the most cost-efficient ones worldwide. On one hand, where healthcare costs are skyrocketing in the West, the Indian government is coming up with affordable and efficient healthcare schemes like Ayushman Bharat. Also during the times of COVID-19 pandemic, when the nations across the world were suffering a huge crisis, India at that time came up with vaccine providing operations like Operation Maitri. A neighborly vaccine diplomacy was inducted by India, wherein COVID vaccines were exported to about 100 nations, including Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Mexico, Serbia, Ukraine, Canada, Australia, and USA. India rose up to the occasion and became the medicine bowl for the world amid a global pandemic. The Indian diaspora is an important asset in our country's way to be at the top of soft power diplomacy in the world. They are India's ambassadors to the world. For example, Americans in Silicon Valley speak of the Indian Institute of Technology (IIT) with the same relevance that they accord to MIT. Our research, development in science, engineering and technology has contributed in giving a new image of India as a country with highly qualified citizens. Another interesting aspect in this soft power is that of cricket, which from past many years has strengthened India's proposition at the international front. An example of this was seen in March this year when Australian PM Anthony Albanese visited India to watch the fourth test match between India and Australia at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. Such engagements tend to bring countries closer on all terms, especially diplomatic ones. And let us not forget the food. Remember when the Japanese Prime Minister had Golgappa with PM Modi? And how the Japanese ambassador to India won our hearts while going on a food trail and tasting all the chaats in various parts of India. And former Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison making India's favorite snack samosa. He made vegetarian samosas and shared pictures on Twitter and expressed his wish to share them with PM Modi. Among all these assets of soft power, PM Modi has played a vital role as a soft power enthusiast. His ways of revitalizing international relations is something to be looked out for. During his numerous foreign visits, he has ensured to greet the Indian communities residing there, just like the grand welcome he received at the Howdy Modi event in the US or the Swasdi Modi in Thailand. If we look at a broader picture since 2014, the incumbent government has ensured to make substantial investments in resources and projects that has enhanced our capability in the realm of soft power diplomacy. Policies like Make in India, Swachh Bharat Mission and Ujjwala scheme have been used as models by nations abroad. Also, the revival of diplomatic ties with regional groups like ASEAN, BIMSTEC, SAARC have also fostered our efforts in diplomatic terms. With the upcoming 2024 Lok Sabha elections and the efforts of Narendra Modi-led government, the soft power diplomacy would surely ensure to create a healthy diplomatic relations of India with the nations abroad. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, do like, share and subscribe to our channel, The Pamphlet.